Right, Mill Spec Ops Monkey here. Welcome everybody. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I've been watching things over the weekend. I didn't jump on because I was pretty busy in the shop and there wasn't enough activity going on in terms of Gitmo specific for me to intrude on your weekend. So just thought I'd pop on here today just to kind of go through some of the activity we've been seeing in terms of the feeder aircraft that pop in and out of Gitmo, because we seem to be on a marathon of black site operations going on where people are getting, rendition flighted, in my opinion. And so we're going to take a quick look at that. Currently, we are sitting at about 457, 58 aircraft up over the continental United States that are military only. And so that is almost 2x what we normally see. So not quite the numbers. We had 3 times that last week. So we seem to be past that surge. So that tells me that everything is probably in position and we are now going to probably see things start taking shape here shortly. So that said, just a quick gander. Let me take a look here at what we've got. Looks like some tankers, another tanker. Somebody commented on some R-135s out past the Gulf, but I'm just going to search on that real fast to show you guys. That is a super duper electronic aircraft right there. So it looks like we only have 2 showing right now. One up here just over South Dakota and the other north of Albuquerque. So that aircraft is, actually we got 4 showing, but I'm not seeing them on the map. So interesting where that is, well, that's interesting. So that is showing as an R-135 as well, but it is not, the icon is not. So, but that aircraft right there has got some incredible electronic gear on it. So when that thing is up, you can do a lot of stuff. So anyway, all right. So let's go. As I digress, I want to show you guys, I've kind of put together a little bit of a synopsis here. And if you start looking at Guantanamo Bay, it looks to me, so right now we've got the 737 coming in from Jacksonville. That's probably going to be troops coming in. It's around Thanksgiving, so we probably got, have some troop rotation going and a lot of people taking leave. So wouldn't be uncommon, although given the situation, leave may be prohibited at this moment. I've kind of heard rumors of that. So yeah, I'm going to take a look over West Coast. So I'm just going to hit Gitmo and then I'm going to bounce back out and we'll look at the West Coast, California, look at that U-2, a couple other aircraft up, take a close look at DC. But for Guantanamo Bay, as we're looking at right now, looks like we've got this one going back. So that 737 came in and it's going back out at 2:15 Central Standard Time, or arriving 4:40 Eastern. And so that'll go back to Jacksonville. So that looks like it's just a round robin, probably troops. This Delta airline flight is going back up to Washington, D.C., and I didn't see it inbound. So let me go over here to arrivals real fast. And I'm not seeing, it's kind of interesting how they can show up, but never show on the arrival board, yet they show departure board. So that's a little suspect to me. So I don't know when that bird came in. I do not see a Delta airline flight on here. So I'll have to keep our eye on that. Now, this rumor about George Soros being arrested, I'm just going to tell you, I've looked at the Bureau of Prison inmate search. His name is not there, nor is his former official name of Schwartz. And I also looked, I have a Pacer account, so I'm able to go in and look in Pacer, and I can tell you, like when Maxwell was in, Epstein, anybody like that, if they've been arrested and there's a court record, it's in there, and he is not, he has nothing. So in my opinion, that's just false. Somebody putting out more bogus stuff. So just take it with a pinch of salt until we see something concrete. I know some of the news sources will go throw things out there like that, and it really kind of makes you question their credibility. So anyway, all right. So there are some aircraft that we've been watching, and let me see here. Well, before I do that, let me jump over to XPL Honduras. All right, so as you guys know, XPL Honduras is another location that is, we think, a secondary backup to Guantanamo Bay, okay, for a prison location. It was part of the National Defense Act study, And so we've had some interesting flights that definitely, just like Guantanamo Bay, have seen a huge uptick. If I went back to 3 weeks ago, there was one or two birds on the board. So we're now seeing stuff coming in pretty regularly. This flight right here is one that is suspect. This is one of those little Falcon 200 twin jets, or Dassault, sorry, Falcon 200. Okay. So I'm going to pop that up just so we can look at it. It came out of Lauderdale, which is, as you know, we seem to get a lot of traffic going from Lauderdale to Guantanamo Bay and to a lot of the black sites. So that tells me that somebody's got a hangar set up somewhere in Lauderdale that is probably processing. And now I've had eyes on the ground. People have contacted me that have gone around that entire airport looking for aircraft. Okay. And they're not there, even though they show them there. So that tells me they're pulling these planes into a hangar, which tells me it almost confirms what we're suspecting. So the only reason you wouldn't park that on a tarmac and roll somebody out with a hood or in cuffs is because you don't want eyes on you. So the fact that they're hiding those aircraft when they come in and pulling them into a hangar is definitely kind of answers the mail. I've also talked to somebody that has knowledge of use of some of these aircraft. And so they could account for a couple of the flights that were probably contractors, high-level executive contractors. But the other stuff they didn't know of. So it sounds to me like, you know, the CIA is kind of bouncing across different aircraft. They're not dedicated to a fleet. So just kind of keep that in mind when we start talking about agency birds. But this is your little bird right here, Ameristar. Now that came out of Dallas, so that's in my neck of the woods. So if that thing keeps popping up, I may have to go take a little drive, do a little recon, see what we can find. So, but that one came out of Dallas and went straight down to XPL. That is definitely suspect. Okay, so keep that in mind. And let's see here, yellow bar, speed. All right. So, okay. So that one popped onto the board there. Now this is a reach flight. That's out of MacDill. That's Tampa. That's just going to be a supply probably, or troops. This one here is interesting because it's a cargo jet, Canadian cargo jet that came out of Canada. Let me see, Ontario, Canada. And so I don't know why, but man, that's a heck of a jaunt right there. So two of those 767-300 could be troops, but I don't know, man. We don't really have any Canadian troops, and I don't see us putting. There's actually a restriction on putting government employees or American assets onto foreign aircraft. You have to get like a waiver to do it. So I don't see that being troops. But that's a 767-300 and a 200 are big birds. So I don't know what that could be, but that's something that we'll need to watch. Interesting. Came in on Sunday yesterday, about midday. So Central America seems to be popping. All right. Now, our birds that we've been really watching that are going to these black sites, we think are black sites. Pretty sure they are. So are the Kalita. This one's a 331 CK. And so this one, we look at the amount of flights. This thing, I think, is around 30 flights since it started in around the 9th. Actually, this one started around the 7th. I'd have to go pull. Let me look. I just want to look real fast. 17 November. So 10 November is as far back as it'll let me go. But I know that thing started around the 8th or 9th. But, you know, these are all flights. Port-au-Prince, Kingston, the same. I mean, these are all black sites. I mean, this thing is taking, I'm telling you right now, this bird is taking them for a ride. It's en route right now. Looks like it's coming out of, where is that? I don't know, Central America. Okay, so it's coming out of Central America right now. But that thing has been super active. And so I expected probably a little flurry for about 3 or 4 days, and then somebody would pop into the news that's been arrested, that's major. I don't think it's Soros because I can't find anything on him, but just food for thought. We seem to be in a marathon run of people getting the shakedown. and not just one bird, but many birds. Okay, so this is the other 312FU. Now this one is, some of these flights could very well be some contractor flights, but let me tell you, there's some flights that are not, and I know they're not. Okay, because they go into the same black sites. So this one, where did that go? Saint Martin, Virgin Islands. So this is out, like these are in the end of October. But if we look at around the same time as the uptick as the other aircraft, this thing has been to Guantanamo Bay, Jacksonville. That is Virgin Islands, Port-au-Prince. I mean, so this thing has been, it's been hitting the same sites. It's also popped up from Nassau. That's another one, right? Short international hops is what we're looking for. Another Bahamas. Then it went up to Westchester. Now that one, when it popped in, I was watching that one because that's about 18 minutes away from Hillary's house. Okay, and so then I expected it to go somewhere. You know, I was waiting for it to go to the spa, but it didn't. It went to Lauderdale. But if they're hiding aircraft in the hangar in Lauderdale, that means we probably got a spot somewhere, a house location somewhere around there that people are being held. So it is plausible, but I haven't seen anything, and I don't want to. That's a rumor mill until we could confirm it. I seem like her going would just be. They would certainly broadcast that, I would think. You know, anybody in that top five, even including Soros, Obama, Biden, Hillary, any of those. That's, I think, are going to be major news when those guys go down. I think because we're due for something big like that. But then this one also goes into Fort Myers. It came out of Massachusetts to Myers, so I don't know. It's got some strange activity. Here's another one. This one I was watching. It's currently flying right now. It's actually coming out of Liberia, Costa Rica. All right, so it's coming out of Costa Rica. It's probably going up to Miami or somewhere, but this one's been doing a lot of that. Apopka, that's let's see. Well, actually showing in Miami. Puerto Rico. Now, Puerto Rico is a site that I believe we're holding people in a prison there that are awaiting trial. Okay, the reason I say that is because I watched the magma birds go back and forth from Miami to Puerto Rico quite a bit. And when you look up that prison in Puerto Rico, it is known for, it's basically known for a holding spot for people that are awaiting trial. And so I think that's where some people are going. Let's see. This one, same thing, Bahamas, Santiago, Cuba, Jamaica. So this plane's also going to a lot of these sites. All right. And you guys see a trend for sure. Now, this is the Phoenix Air. Here's what I think has happened. I don't think that plane is the black and gray anymore that they're showing on the one, where it comes in under a different tail or a different flight number. But if you look at the actual tail number of this thing, it is the same N183PA. And so that is the same as that black and gray aircraft. So my thought is that this is one and the same. So we may be getting duped a little bit to throw us off the scent, right? Off the trail. So, which happens. But this one is also, you notice it's been going Guantanamo Bay to Washington, D.C. It's, let's see here, Cartersville. That's up to Canada, to Iceland, right? And right now, so it stopped, looked like for fuel in Iceland, which it really doesn't need fuel because it can take on a load that can get it across the drink. That plane has got a pretty long capacity in terms of travel, but it's in Bulgaria right now. So let's see where it goes when it comes out of Bulgaria, but we'll keep our eye on that flight because I seriously think something's going on. This is just, I don't know. That is, yeah. I'm telling you, something's happening, guys. It's got to be. There's just too much of these known flights. Now, if you guys went and looked up my information on the rendition flights, there's a list of companies in there. And Phoenix Air is one of those. Phoenix Air LLC is one of those known CIA companies, okay? and this is one of their birds. All right, so when I start seeing the connection between those known agencies, those known birds, flying to these quick hops, international off the coast, then I'm seeing a trend, and I think we got shakedowns going on. So anyway, all right. So let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna go back to okay. So all right. Back to the main map here. Let me hit reset on this. All right. So let me do one thing real fast. And shutting some dude up in the chat line. Sorry, guys. All right. So let's see here. Well, we're going to look at the aircraft. So we're looking at the West Coast, and this is your U2, which looks to be, so this one rolls out of Beale Air Force Base. It's stationed out of there, so it's pretty common, but it looks like it's cruising around at about 60,000 feet. So that red color right there isn't even on her. I mean, that's way out here. So, but yeah, 60,000 feet, and it looks like it has done a little loop over San Francisco. We know who is in San Francisco, one of our favorite people. So probably doing a little intel grab there. So 60,000 feet, dude. That is so up there. C-17s. Looks like we got a lot of C-17 traffic. This right here is the air refueler, so it's probably up servicing aircraft from north of there. Down by the bases, like we got a lot of C-130 traffic going on. Tankers. These are fighters, so these are F-16s, and they're probably just out flying stuff. You got that China Lake. Yeah, so they're coming in and out of China Lake, which we all know what happens out at China Lake. So probably just doing some dog fighting. But couple H-60s. Looks like a lot of stuff going on the border here. Phoenix looks like it's a little going on. So, all right, so let's back out of that. Not too much to see. California's kind of slow right now, but still kind of early. All right, again, these are trainers. All this activity in here, it's just a bunch of trainers. Same thing here, just to see trainers. Probably trying to get their time in before it's a short week. So get some fighters up. So these are fighters off the East Coast. I don't know what that is. Going on out here. That looks like a almost like a G5 or something, but it's not showing anything. It's completely down, and that right there is not a squadron that I'm aware of. It Grumman, maybe that could be Northrop Grumman doing some training, maybe doing some testing. Sometimes what they'll do is they can actually take an aircraft like that and they'll mount a modified nose cone on it to do radar tests. So it could be like an F-35 modified nose cone, and they'll do things to do, radar signature testing and various things like that if they've got something new coming in. So that may be what we're looking at there. Not anything big. All right, let's check out DC. What's going on? But so normal count today, it's like I said, it's about almost 2x, but they're a little scattered. That's going to be your E3. That's AWACS. Tanker. H-60. So this right here tells me we got some fighters up. We can go look at the tanker tracks. So fighter right there. Like that one's got a little East Coast duty. And C-130s. All right. Well, I think we'll take a quick look at see if we got anything sitting across the drink here that catches our eye. Wait for that page to load, but Europe looked pretty active this morning, so I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Got a little Eurofighter right there. So Let's see. Israeli 703. So USH 60. That's kind of peppered. I mean, it's getting kind of late afternoon, evening there. That's an Osprey. So let me see what we got. UKA 322. Not seeing much. Got some fighters up. 81. Another tanker. So, yeah, what's here? All right. Well, I think that's it. So we're going to keep an eye. I'm telling you, with the amount of traffic that is going on to and from these black sites, I've been keeping kind of a running tally with these aircraft. We're going to keep our eye on them, and then I would imagine we're going to start seeing more activity popping into Guantanamo Bay here shortly. We have to. I mean, you can only shake down so much before you get to the head of the snake, right? So these people are probably, just singing like canaries, and all that does is create more people that need to be shaken down. So eventually you get to your, the person that's responsible to. Anyway, all right. Well, if anything changes, I see any activity popping in noon in Guantanamo Bay, I'll pop on live. I'll try to keep it short. I know this is a holiday weekend for most of you, so you guys have a blessed day and stay safe out there. And God bless. Monkey out.